I'm like a rocket. I'm ready to come out, and I'm so excited to share these things with you guys this morning. So I'm Sarah Kowal, and my business is Right Now Enterprises, and I can really relate to the small retailers. I accidentally started my retail career in college at UW River Falls. I was working in retail as an herb and spice manager of my local co-op, and I was incorrectly promoted to general manager, and I say incorrectly because I'm pretty sure that within 6 months before my promotion, I called in sick to work with my first adult hangover, and the store just didn't open that Sunday. And I still got promoted to manager. And I had retail experience, but no management experience. And so from there, it was my resourcefulness and tenacity in working with all the resources that I had as a small business manager, my board of directors, other stores, other co-ops, other networks, my bookkeeper, my account, everyone. I just absorbed information and learned on the streets how to be a manager. And then later I went on and I was a manager at Starbucks and had more professional training. And then more recently, back in 2014 I was coming off this ride of starting my own retail business, which is a Wisconsin-themed deli in River Falls, Wisconsin. It was a startup, and so that venture had me get out there. I had a ton of media. I had over 72 financial backers, and I was relatively homeless and unemployed at the time. So that's what had me be super resourceful and come up with these biz hacks and how I am a biz hacker. And I'll get more on what that is. But that's about me, my business now. I'm the person who gets stuff done for businesses, things like that. So a few disclaimers before we get started. I don't pretend to have all the answers. Technology is always changing, and I'm always learning, and I love learning. So I look forward to people sharing what their tips and tricks are that they use in retail. And what is a biz hack? So a biz hack is a cheap trick or free tip that makes you look like a pro. As a small retailer, you have whatever marketing budget you have, and you have your FaceTime with your customers, but really you're one person that is pulling a lot together, right? And not all biz hacks are created equal. So some of these today are my favorites. We have 10 we're going to go through. You have a handout. There's a few on there. You can write some notes down. And if you really love today's talk on Tuesday, I'm doing Ultimate Biz Hacks in Maplewood through the St. Paul chapter of SCORE. So you can search that and register. It's free if you're hungry for more biz hacks. So getting started, we're going to start with some calendaring hacks. And starting with Calendly.com. Now, how many of you are familiar with Calendly? All right, awesome. It's still a relevant biz hack. I loved it. So the first time I saw Calendly was someone else's email they sent to me. They said, let's get together. I'll shoot you my calendar. And I got a link, and I went, and I saw their whole calendar, and I just plugged myself right into it. And they use Calendly.com. It's free. I have mine, and this is small, so if I will get people's contact information, or I'll give you have my contact information, you can email me and I'll send you the slides so you can get this for yourself on your laptop. So I use it with my Google Calendar. It syncs up, and I have different categories, like a 30-minute phone call, 15-minute phone call, 60-minute meeting, and then I send them the link to the category of the meeting, and then they just go right into my calendar and find a time that works for them. And it really eliminates the back and forth of, well, what works for you? And then I would lose track of meetings because I'd send it out there to the universe and say, well, let's get together. Let me know what works for you, and I'd lose track of it. And this way, it really is immediate. So what this shows here is what they see. So a 60-minute in-person meeting. Here's my calendar. They select the days and the times and go from there. And these are all the different types I have. So Calendly is free for up to so many meetings a month, and then after that it's $10 a month if you exceed that. My next hack is Facebook scheduling. It's a social media hack. So how many of you have Facebook pages for your business? Great. What I love about Facebook scheduling, and this is on your business page, and you're probably familiar with what just posting a post. What you may know or not know about is here on Publish, there's a drop down where you can schedule, backdate, and save a draft. And what that enables is you to be able to sit down once a month and schedule all your Facebook posts. And you don't have to do it all the time. So one thing I use for scheduling business posts are hashtags. We have Minneapolis Mart here today, but they really help me as a business owner get ideas for what to post. So Friday is always Fun Friday, right? Or Throwback Thursday, or local supplier Monday. And you can create your own categories, and then you can go through on Facebook scheduling and schedule your whole month out. And then anything I don't schedule is just organic. Like I posted something with Julie and I on LinkedIn this morning, and that's like the live, in the streets with Sarah posts. But it really makes things a lot easier. So photos. So one of the things I'm really passionate about is LinkedIn. And even if you think I'm not looking for a job, I'm an owner, I don't need LinkedIn, it really is your business card to your vendors and your professional relationships. And even if not for LinkedIn, we all could have pictures on our websites of who's the owner, about us, things like that. And it takes 35 seconds for people to get a first impression of you. And with that, sometimes it's your online presence is the first thing they see. So what Photo Feeler does, it's free. Has anyone heard of Photo Feeler? I like to check in. Oh, you guys are going to love this. It's one of my favorites. Bruce, have you done Photo Feeler? All right. Well, we'll be on the edge of our seats to hear what Bruce learned. So Photo Feeler is free, and you can also pay for it, but you put up your picture and you put what your business title is. So consultant, general manager, store owner, proprietor, and then people go and vote on your picture really quickly on if you seem competent, likable, and influential. So in business, those are the 3 categories. And these are all pictures of me. So this one was the big winner, and I was really surprised. This also goes to show the value of a professional photo goes a long way. This is my mom's favorite picture of me. So how you get it for free is you vote on other people's pictures, which kind of gets my heart pumping. And not only do they have it for business, but they have it for dating category and also for social media category. So I always go on the dating one, and I'm always like, if you have to say I'm the one on the left, it's a bad picture. Or obviously you're drunk at a wedding and that's the only picture you have of you in a tuxedo. And you can make comments too. My little pro tip is to get 40 votes, and that is what they consider to be an effective sample or an accurate sample. So Bruce, what did they say about you on Photo Feeler, your picture?
I actually must have been somebody in my stream that knew me who said my picture was extremely outdated.
Oh, outdated.
Which was true.
So did you get it updated yet?
Not yet.
Bruce, we need to talk. So is your picture outdated or maybe even non-existent? When you get a picture, go on Photo Feeler, have some fun, vote on other people's. It's anonymous, but I really recommend that. I don't know, it feels juicy to me, like gossipy to be voting on people. So another thing is sometimes with social media, we're looking for photos to use. So maybe it's, I have some clients that are in real estate, so I have photos of apartments, just generic things. Or maybe you want people having a generic shopping experience or a present, or something like that. And you can pay for stock photos, and there's also websites where you can get professional photos for free. And Pixabay is one of those websites. And so free images and royalty-free stock. And here is what it looks like. I searched juggling, right? And they had this, a wasp juggling balls. And I don't know. I used it for a business because we're always like juggling so many things. So I used it in a social media post, slapped my logo on there and made some fun comment. And then here is the free download. And they give you the option to credit the photographer. And I don't know, I typically don't because I use it for business. But they do give you that opportunity. And then I used to be stealing things off of Google Images, and then my lawyer said that's not a good idea. So I had to hack my way into some freebies. And graphic design is our next category. And the first one is Canva. Who here uses Canva? I expected a few hands because Canva, if you haven't used it, you're going to love it, especially if you have any social media for your business. It's free. You sign in. And on Canva, you look like you are a professional graphic designer. So some examples of things you can create on Canva. A photo collage. So this would be perfect in the holidays if you have certain photos of different gift items. Social media, which is the one I use all the time. Infographics, posters, flyers, business cards. And then you can get specific, a Pinterest graphic, Facebook post. I find that the generic social media works across all the platforms I use, so it's really perfect. I love it. And this is what it looks like when you're using it. So this is a social media post, and over here they have all these templates. And you just select from their templates, and here's the text, a photo, and more text. And you can swap that photo, the background photo out. And they also have free photos that you can use, or you can grab one from Pixabay, or your own photos, actually. And then you can swap out all the text, download it to a JPEG or PNG file, and then you can use it on your social media. And they have all these cool fonts that you can use that really looks professional. They also have other tools on here, so shapes, different headings and things like that. So once you get in there, you're going to have a lot of fun. So this is something I put together on Canva. This was a social media for a Biz Hack. And I just had these different quadrants. I put Photo Feeler logo here, my background and that in a description, and I created that in less than 5 minutes. So you too can use it. Our next hack is Fiverr. Now, who is familiar with Fiverr? Okay, so for whoever's not, you guys are going to love Fiverr. I get super excited about Fiverr.com. So it's 2 R's at the end. And originally Fiverr came into existence by providing services for $5. And it's now $7 because they add a $2 service charge now. But if it helps you remember, originally it's going to be $5. And they have services like music and audio, voiceover, jingles, website stuff, database stuff, WordPress. I've hired them to help out with increasing the speed of my website, with adding a video onto my website when I couldn't figure it out. Usually I'm pretty savvy. E-commerce, there's a lot of things they can do. And then my favorite are the lifestyle things. So you could get relationship advice for $7, or a horoscope, or years ago, I remember seeing something would make a video for you of someone in the crowd in New York. You know how like Johnny Carson and Jimmy Kimmel and all those guys, they go out into a crowd and ask a question and then it's a funny montage. Well, you can have someone in New York City go into a crowd and ask a question like, what do you guys think of whatever? And then they'll send you that clip for your social media for like $7. So Here's some more categories: graphics and design, digital marketing, writing, writing things, video and animation, and even some virtual assistant stuff that you can hire out. This is what it looks like. So when you go on there, this is where I searched Excel because I needed some spreadsheet stuff. And so here's data entry, data mining starting at $5. I'll create a spreadsheet with a formula or macro starting at $15. And they have star ratings and how many reviews. So depending how much private information I'm sharing with them, I really want to make sure they're a credible vendor. Now, the platform Fiverr is a middleman, so the payment, I actually pay with PayPal through Fiverr. It goes through the platform, so you're not working directly with the professionals. And that reminds me, so how do they do all this stuff for $5, right? Like, it seems really weird. You can get a logo for $5. A lot of the vendors are not from our country. So they'll be from Pakistan, India, Malaysia, and that's good working wages for them. And let's see, what else do I want to say about this? I also give them passwords sometimes. Like, for an example, I give them a password to my LinkedIn account to go and mine email addresses from my contacts. And then as soon as they're done, I just change the password. And here's an example. So this is a vendor I've used, and they make video slideshows. So I'm sure, and I always think of retailers at Christmas time, you've got a ton of products that you want to show off to the world. You can get a video for $7 if you have the professional or the photos from your vendors or the photos you've taken of the products. And there's a description where you can really get clear about what the gig is. Frequently asked questions, reviews. The basic is $5, and then you always have other packages where you can spend more money. So here is like the basic is 50 photos. The $15 is 100 photos, or $1,500. $15 is 100 photos, and $25 is up to 150 photos in this case. And this is one of my clients, Ms. Jazzy. She's a balloon sculptist, or she calls herself she sculpts balloons. Let's see how we hit play here, Bruce. So I provided the photos, I specified that I wanted circus music, and this is now on all of her social media, her YouTube, her website, her Facebook. So that gives you an idea of the quality of product. So do's and don'ts on Fiverr. Don't have them write content. Most likely, English is not their first language. Sometimes I might have them write content if I know I'm going to go in and heavy edit it later. For graphic design, so I've hired Fiverr to do a trifold brochure for some businesses. And when I went and took it into the printer and I wanted something edited, it was a font that we don't use in this country. And I paid extra for an editable file. And also cuts and bleeds. That's a printing term so that there's room around the document for cutting and things like that. Do get specific. The more specific you are about your requests, the better result you're going to get, especially when it comes to logos. Last year, I wanted them to do a logo with a trillium flower, and someone sent me a logo with like a Christmas holly berry. So I had to send pictures and samples of trillium so they could get that know what I was talking about. Don't expect to pay $5, a minimum of $7, and then when there's add-ons, it's more. And do give the vendors good reviews. And this is kind of a hack here too. This is with Ms. Jazzy. If you have videos 90 seconds or less, you can use them as your Facebook business cover. And that's a newer thing. So when that vendor asked me, how long do you want the video to be, I said 90 seconds or less, because I knew I wanted to use it for this. So email things. How many of you heard of Boomerang? All right. So Boomerang is an extension on Chrome for Gmail, also Outlook and mobile. And what Boomerang allows you to do is to send your emails later, or you can find out, or let me just, you can find out, oh, that's MailTrack, sorry. Or what I have it do is if I send out an email, I'll say, put this back on my inbox in 3 days if I don't get a reply. Because I was really losing track of people. When you put it out in their world, like, hey, let me know if this works for you. And then I would lose track, and 2 months later, I would say, whatever happened to that? So by using Boomerang, rather, to tell me in 3 days you didn't get a reply, it was kind of like a good tickler system. And then MailTrack. Who knows MailTrack? This is awesome. You guys are getting such good stuff today you never heard about. So MailTrack is another extension to your email that is free. So all of these things except for Fiverr have free options. Oops, going back. So with MailTrack, when you send an email out, it'll tell you when someone opened it and how many times they opened it. So in this case, my colleague Ed read my email 5 minutes after it was sent. And when you're prospecting, or if you're in sales and you want to know, did someone get my email? Are they going to buy from me? It's kind of like fishing, and these are all the nibbles. And sometimes I'll even know that someone opened something a bunch of times, but they haven't replied back to me. And I'll say, maybe you didn't see the email. I'm just sending it again, even though I know they looked at it 10 times. So that's a good tool. I love MailTrack for that. And then we've got 2 last Biz Hacks here. Oh, the Rocketbook Everlast. This is one of my favorite tools. I'm one of those people that likes to write, like by hand. I also like to read actual books, versus a Kindle or whatever. I'm a tactile person. And I was having all these notebooks for all my clients and different projects, and then they would go get thrown into a closet when I was done. And so when I discovered the Rocketbook, I was actually looking for a client gift. They were in the technology field, and we wanted to give a gift to their customers, and that's how I found the Rocketbook. Rocketbook was started with a Kickstarter campaign. They raised $1.8 million on Kickstarter. And it's this physical book with plastic pages that are wet erase. So, whoops, forgot I had a microphone on. So you take your notes, you categorize them, and then you use the app to take a photo, and it puts your document into a PDF file, and it puts it to the folder you specify. And then you can just wipe it off and reuse it again. So here are the different files that it syncs with. So I have mine go to Google, Documents, Dropbox, Evernote, all these other places. And you can see here there's a little X on this icon. And that is how you specify where you want something to go. And then when it takes the picture with the app, it shoots it off into that folder. And I love it because it allows me to be tactile and have a notebook and reuse it. And the pen it comes with is one you can buy at Office Max. So if it runs out of ink, you're fine. And this tab on top is an extra you can buy. And I just saw they're selling them at Walmart now. So you can get the Rocketbook on, I always got mine on Amazon, but you can also get it at Walmart. Last one is Camcard. So maybe at events like today, you are exchanging business cards and you just have a stack at home. Camcard is an app where you can scan your business cards and it goes right to your contacts. It picks up the text and populates, name, address, phone number for you, and it makes it a lot very, very easy. And it syncs with these different, it can put them in an Excel spreadsheet. I use Google Contacts. It goes right into my phone. And I have a 17-year-old foreign exchange student at home, and I just give her a pile of cards in my phone, and I let her double check that it's populating the right things. I don't know. I give her like $5 for 20 cards that she puts in with CamCard. So to recap, these are all the different biz hacks we went over today. We've got some calendaring, photography, graphic design, email, and then of course Rocketbook and CamCard. And I'll ask about other hacks and questions in a second because I know we're on time. We're right on time. I just want to know if there's anything that you're excited to use that you learned about. Yes, or questions. Yes.
I downloaded it. I've been using Canva.
Yes.
So I downloaded it, super easy. And is it always free? Because it didn't come up that I can.
Yep, it's always free. So that with Canva, it's a free trial, and I've actually done the free trial. That's where you can put in your custom fonts. You can put in your custom colors, and I actually don't recommend it. Right, and they might pester you, but you really don't need. I've been using it for years on the free version.
So it can always be free.
It can always be free. Sometimes they'll have photos. You can use their photos, and they'll want to charge you $1 for the extra cool ones. Well, anyway, then you can go to Pixabay, get a similar picture for free, and bring it. You can bring up your photos on Canva.
So, okay, that was gonna be.
And your logo. So you always want to pull your logo up.
So if I'm not a stock photo user.
Yeah.
So with Canva, I can bring up.
Your photos. You can upload your photos in there. Yeah.
That was a good one, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys are going to love Canva. Everyone loves Canva. Yes? Okay. Oh, so you're asking about emails, about uploading them, which is into like a file, a database for maybe Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact. No, they're not to replace those at all. They're just add-ons to your existing email system that gives you the reporting in real time, and it works with Outlook and Gmail. So, and I do have something like that. That's my ultimate biz hack, but you have to come on Tuesday for that one. So with those kind of CRM services or campaign services, they have their own reporting that tells you who clicks on stuff, who opened it. They give you all those reports. So that's already automated in those systems if you're doing mass emails. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Well, I just want to close with a big thank you, and also, if anyone's interested, I can email you my article about LinkedIn. I love to just set it and forget it. So don't be like, I don't think this is going to be really involved, but if you feel really lost, it's one of the things I'm super passionate about. And I'll have you can actually just leave your business cards out as you walk out, and we'll collect those for people who want that information, and also to send the slides. So thank you.